If you're watching this, it might be because you watched one of my deck techs and realized I didn't include a mana base, or because you think some schlub on the internet might give you more insight on how to make a mana base for Commander. Either way, welcome. My first rule for Commander mana bases is that there are no rules, only suggestions. Commander is the only format I view as an art form where others are sciences. Games aren't necessarily being played to be won. Sure, there is the most efficient way to build a Commander mana base, but those can cost thousands of dollars. And who really wants to run a deck where the actual deck costs maybe a couple $100 and the lands cost double that? This video is going to be linked in the description of all of my videos, so I'm going to use the typical outline of one of my deck techs as a base for building a mana base. On average, a deck tech of mine contains 60 non-lands. That is the golden number I am normally aiming for. So that gives you about 39 spots to run land. 39 is high for some people. Some people like to run closer to 35, some people like to even go crazier and run closer to 30. I give you 39 slots in case you want to run a couple more mana rocks, and this also gives you some wiggle room to throw in a pet card or two of yours. I'm not going to include Arcane Signet and Soul Ring in every single video because I feel like that would just be boring for both me and you, but these are strong enough cards that I think you should be running them in about 99% of all decks. For the actual 35-ish lands, I think performance can be pretty negligible when you consider how much it costs to get some of these lands. In some videos I will mention lands by name that I think you should run, and those are decent because they offer a function beyond tapping for mana. But for the most part, these 35 cards don't matter much. The only time I think it really matters is when you start to add more colors to your commander. If you're running a mono white deck, 35 planes is totally good. If you're running a 2-color deck, that's when I get to the point where I just look for what dual lands I have on hand. Run whatever ones I have lying around. Sometimes I'm running the bad ones if I don't have that many, but if I have more than a handful, I won't run them. If I'm really struggling, I'll start looking for those lands that can tap for any color of mana. But again, I'm looking in my collection. I'm not going out of my way to spend money on a mana base. Then I fill the rest of the deck with on-color basics. I basically repeat this process for 3 and 4 and 5 color decks. I'll look for more of those cards that can tap for any color at this point, and I'll cut more of the bad lands. People will come to this part of the deck building process with different starting points. Some people might have access to a full set of the original dual lands and fetches and can be good to go. Some people might only own basics. My whole point behind lands is that I don't think they're that important to get, where it's worth to spend exorbitant amounts of money on such a small part of the actual deck. And I do get that some people are coming to these videos expecting a whole 99 to go off of, and some of these people don't have that privilege of having played Magic for so long or having spent so much money on it to just have a collection to rely on. So look forward to a video I will be releasing soon that will be covering some of the top cycles of lands to pick up if you want to bolster out your collection. If it's not already linked in the description, make sure to harass me in the comments and I'll make sure I do it. But my idea at the end of the day is that you shouldn't stress out too much about a deck's mana base. And I think the land base is one of those sacred parts of Commander that should have the most variance from player to player. So mana bases, how do you build yours? I'm interested to see what you think. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to bolt your birds.